Philippines. I don't think anyone's really going to be looking for licenses for those type of businesses. But there's so many things. Tempura, as high as 5,000, 6,000 pesos, depending on the material. Hey everyone, so we are, I'm warming up the car. Ruby's going to be driving the vehicle around just to practice driving and everything like that. We're gonna go do some quick shopping. We have some bottles to sell, like to redeem, I guess. Helps a lot with gas, and sometimes we're gonna go get breakfast. It's 10 o'clock right now, so it's more like leading into brunch. We'll see what happens. I can't wait to get a new camera set up because this big camera thing's starting to become a bit cumbersome. But we'll see. I'm planning to either get a GoPro setup, GoPro 8 with the media mod setup there that they just released. I have to wait because it's out of stock, the media mod, because I don't want to be. I want to have it really compact so I can take it out more often. Because I've been vlogging for close to 5 years now, but I still kind of feel awkward when I'm vlogging in public. So it's it's one of those things. But either way, yeah, that's pretty much our plans for today. It's Sunday. It's kind of like the rest day, but it's more of an errands day for us. Ruby started her videotaping of the items that we'll be selling overseas. We're buying them here, sending them overseas. I might be doing it with DJ stuff or DJ equipment, just because I know there's a scarcity of good products over there. I mean, name brand products over there when it comes to DJ equipment. And it's only for a select demographic, the ones that can pretty much afford it. So I don't want to move so much on volume like I usually do on these type of ventures. It's more like I'm gonna have it, house it here, and just send it over there for the select few that can afford it. Same thing with the bags as well, because Ruby and I are planning to get these high-end bags, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, and all these other things. Maybe Gucci, Coach, Tory Burch. So there's a lot of things that we're gonna be. We're changing. We're shifting this business model more into not the mass like I usually go for. This is more for a selective few, a particular income budget, certain demographics that we are trying to target to see if it's feasible here in America while we stay here in America and sending stuff out to the Philippines. But yeah, but check out our channel, Ruby Vergara.
Jeruvi Fashion. And
Facebook, Jeruvi Fashion. If you don't notice, everything is either GRV, Jeruvi, Jeruv. Everything's a combination of our names, so Hey everyone, this is Gilsar Vergara. I am back from shopping, eating. It's about almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm gonna try to pump out these videos for you and hopefully help you decide what you want to do in the Philippines as far as business. So I'm gonna break this up into brackets, I guess. Financial, like I said, capital thresholds, what is needed, and my thoughts on these businesses. Right, so let's get started. I'm gonna start with from the bottom up, entry level, all the way up to maybe some rarefied air where you might need 500,000 pesos, over 1,000,000 pesos to start a business up. I don't know how many videos this might break up into, but I'm definitely gonna try to make it in bite-sized pieces so you guys can take notes and do whatever you want to do. Comment down below if you have any questions or any comments or opinions on these businesses, and what maybe some are feasible for you, some maybe not. I don't know. but let's see how it goes. Give me a thumbs up, I really appreciate it, and commenting down below really helps the channel. Thank you so much. So these are the businesses. I made a video before that rank about from as low as 1,000 pesos to 5,000 pesos. So in American, I think if the currency is still at 50, that's about $20 to $100. Check out the video right here. I'm gonna put the link right here on the businesses that I started with under $100. I'm gonna name these top down from the least to the most capital intensive businesses. So there's quite a few here, so jot them down. You probably might know them already, or maybe you're in the Philippines, you might be doing them already. I don't know. I don't want to make this video a description of these businesses, but maybe I'll give my quick synopsis on feasibility and things like that. Number one is the ice candy business. If you are in the provinces, or usually they come out by the beaches in the fiesta times, there's a guy with a styrofoam satchel, I guess, and he's ringing the bell. Ding, 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 ding. Ice candy, ice candy. So pretty much you have you're mixing in like food coloring, type of sugar, sometimes even Kool-Aid, purees to make these mixes for these ice candy. The capital needed to go into this business is roughly about 300 pesos to 1,000 pesos. Now that goes with the little icy bags. Obviously you need a freezer already, so you know to freeze your things. I personally have not done it, but I know it's feasible, but only for, like, for me, fiestas and gatherings, holidays. So that's the ice candy business. Two, desserts and snacks. My mom personally did this. She made cassava cakes. Before she picked up my sisters at the school, she would post up in front of the school in the afternoon and sell cassava cakes and other types of snacks, boku pie and things like that. So desserts and snacks, generally speaking, 500 pesos to 2,000 pesos needed to start that investment. Three is costume rental. Once again, this is periodic. Costume rental. YouTube is everywhere. You have creative people, artists out there that do like Halloween setups, turn you into a monster type thing, or any type of costume, maybe like a masquerade party and stuff like that. You can have those things on hand. You can rent those things out. The general investment for that is around 500 to maybe as high as 5,000, 6,000 pesos depending on the materials. So that's costume rentals. Next one is luwagan or gotohan, which is basically in the Philippines it's lugaw, goto, pretty much like the rice porridge mixed with like bits of chicken and things like that. Eggs, constant. It's a mover. The thing moves like crazy, especially if like you live in a town or city that has a nightlife. You can do like luwagan or any time a lugaw type spot 24 hours. You always get people, especially in the late nights, to fill their belly up from all the drinking they've been doing. That business, pretty much you can start in, the point of entry in that is probably around 1,000 pesos. If you have the necessary tools that are needed already, pots, pans, things like that. Now this is not including rentals, okay, so that's a different thing. Just the capital you have to go into that. You can even go start it as a bike route, you know what I'm saying, or mobile type of setup. There's a lot of things that can happen there with this very simple food that can be brought to, for very simple food, very accessible, very easy to make, and very low cost on making and preparing. Next is the halo-halo stand. The Philippines is hot all the time. Halo-halo is always flying. There's certain people that just have the kiosks that only serve halo-halo. So that's something for you to consider, especially in a hot country like the Philippines. You can vary it up, twist it up, tweak it a little bit, but keep it halo-halo all the way. You might make some good bread off of that. The barrier of entry, I'm gonna say at least 1,000, just 1,000. But generally speaking, the ingredients to get into that, not gonna cost that much money. I personally think you can even teach your kids to do like a lemonade stand version of it, like halo-halo stand. I think you'll kill it there too. Another one is a fruit shake. I remember when I used to get my bike maintained, there was a spot next door for 5 pesos. You can get like a mango or avocado. Amazing, 5 pesos. Fruit shakes, once again, quick, cold, day is hot, things gonna be flying off the rack pretty much. So that as well, you can get into probably 1,000 as well, 1,000 pesos. The next thing is meat processing. So pretty much making your own spam, basically spam, longanisa, any type of meat processing, making sausages, things like that. It's also very low barrier of entry. From my findings, about 1,500 pesos or 1,500 pesos going up, but minimal 1,500 pesos. The next one is palamig, or it's basically like a drink stand. There's some of them popping up around the city, but generally speaking, like some place where you just provide refreshments, beer. You know, Filipinos love to drink. Cold water, cold soda. I don't suggest it because if you drink more sugar in the summer, you're gonna want to keep drinking more, which marketing-wise, business-wise, is probably pretty good too. But fruit juices, Kool-Aid, things like that, Tang, refreshments basically. That you can go in as low as 1,000 pesos as well. Now, mind you, you're gonna need certain things, like, you know, the container and things like that. But generally speaking, you can lock it in for 1,000 pesos or more. Obviously, I'm only talking about minimal barrier of entries here. The next one is travel agencies, or those like quick stop places where you can get plane tickets, bus tickets, all types of tickets, boat tickets. Travel agencies, you can generally start one at around 2,500 minimum going up. But generally speaking, we do have a family friend that owns a few travel agencies. She told me that they didn't start with a big capital at first, but generally over time, they generated more sales and got bigger and bigger. But next one is a SIOMAI stand. You know those little itsy bitsy things that you can get, like especially college kids. This is like a budget food, SIOMAI. Pretty much, it's one of those go-to businesses that entry-level entrepreneurs get into because it's a quick sell. It's everyone understands what it is, super cheap, and it's a go. It's a quick go fast food. So for my findings, you can start this basically on your own at about 2,500 all the way. Obviously, if you want to stand, it might get up to like 17, 15,000 plus, but 2,500, 3,000 pesos, you pretty much start your SIOMAI empire. The next one is homemade ice cream. I know some people who do this. Minimum capital 2,500. I really don't know the ingredients for it, but from what I know, turnover is pretty good. As I said, majority of the time, Philippines is a hot place, climate, and they love their sugar intake. So homemade ice cream, if you can tweak it, it'd be a good look for you. If you can tweak certain flavors, things like that, as well as recognize flavors in the area, I think you're good. Next one is, I found this to be very intriguing, especially in the culture where people are kind of tight on money. It's providing healthy meals, like pre-packaged healthy meals. There's a few companies that do it in the Philippines, but basically with a particular budget every single day, you can deliver the food. And just like here, like Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, all these prep meals, pretty much the same business model done in the Philippines. And with that, from what some people have started with a 2,000 peso to 3,000 peso per day investment, and they flip that because some of the meals have to be delivered in the afternoon or the morning time or the day after. So give or take about 2,000-3,000 peso investment. And this one, mostly everybody in the Philippines is doing it, including myself. Online selling. A lot of you can do without even a license. People do on Facebook, Carousel, Sulit, Lazada. A lot of stuff is going on over there, especially the Philippines has caught on to how the internet is a very powerful tool when making your money. And that all depends what you're selling on the internet, but generally speaking, you can start as low as 1,000 pesos to 3,000 pesos or more, depending on what you're selling. There's a lot of room there, to grow, especially if you can provide good customer service as well as good products, legit products. I would try to stay clear on fake things because I'm just, I would rather pay the extra money to get the really good ones opposed to some fake stuff for very cheap and that'll break the next week or the day of, you know what I'm saying? Next is tailoring and altering, basically altering all the dresses and things like that. But my father was a tailor before he went to Saudi Arabia, and he told me he was making good bread even this is back in the 80s and the 70s, like whatever the daily rate for a government worker was, he was making 3 times that just off of his Singer sewing machine. The barrier of entry is a bit high on that one. It's about 5,000 or more because you have to purchase the machinery for it. And from there, you can run it from your home because, It's the Philippines. I don't think anyone's really going to be looking for licenses for those type of businesses, but something to consider for you guys, tailoring and altering. Next one is a physical ukay store and clothing store. You guys seen it around everywhere in the Philippines. It's booming right now. There's certain areas and parts of towns where just for ukay. Now, you can start as low as 5,000, maybe even lower depending on the products you're selling. But obviously, when you're competing, the more the better. You know what I'm saying? But minimally, I've done some stuff even like for myself. I can buy a whole bag for about 5,000, a little bit more, and things like that. And we're almost there. Pretty much the SARI store. I used to have one. I have a bigger convenience store now, but Ruby and I started with a SARI store. And you see this everywhere in the Philippines. Infamously, there's the gates, you know, the chain, almost like a chain link fence, bird fence with all the things hanging, things like that. You can start that with at least 5,000. You're pretty good to go. The issue I have with that is some people, mostly the family, take advantage of it, and then they eat up everything, and they have no more money to pump back into the business and rotate that money. That's the only problem I see with that business. But generally speaking, you can start with 5,000 pesos. And last but not least, pretty much street foods. I mean, everywhere you go, man. I don't know, man. You can. There's so many things. Tempura, balut, kwek. There's so many street foods out there. Shrimp balls, dynamite. There's so many street foods out there that you can make some money off of. And it won't cost that much money making the stand or little kiosk off of it, or the wok. I'm gonna say probably less than 5,000 or 5,000 to start off with. So I hope that didn't confuse you too much. That is basically a quick rundown of businesses that I have researched, and some of them I have attempted and done. That barrier of entry is about starting 1,000 to 5,000 pesos, and pretty much you can do it. You can upscale it. You can tweak it. You guys out there who want to get into entry-level businesses, want to try it out. What's $100 anyway? You know what I'm saying? What's 20 bucks anyway to lose? People spend that much money on lottery out here in America. So I like doing those businesses out there because of that. Because of the fact that, you know, you won't lose so much. You know what I'm saying? So those are my 1 to 5,000 peso list of businesses that you can try, attempt, research upon, and things like that. But I'm going to continue on with my bigger list as I go on. I will see you next week. Please give this a thumbs up. And if you like these type of videos, comment down below, because I can expound more on certain businesses, so I can help further you decide what you want to do and things you want to try to attempt in the Philippines. But other than that, I'll see you guys. Take care. Bye. But just like before, man, that was rough. I shouldn't have ate too much because I'm super full. Oh my god.